Hello and welcome back to the last instalment of the BMW Z3. A lot's gone on since the last episode, which ended with the registration and driving of the car, which I thoroughly enjoyed. It really did. It was such a great car. We still had the green hood on, and there was an ever so slight misfire, which obviously didn't show up on the smog and didn't throw a check light, but I'm a huge fan of seafoam, so we'll start there. This may be spectacularly smoky, but it may be not. Who knows? It got smoky. At this point we still had the green hood, which looked like it had been baked on the kind of surface of the sun. The paint was that bad, and I still had dreams of finding a factory painted metallic black hood. And lo and behold, at the local pick-apart, a black car turned up. In the car I went, quickly. That moment when you see a Z3 has dropped at the local yard that's the right colour, that is completely straight, and then the gentlemen of questionable intelligence stick a fucking crowbar under the hood to open it. You've got to be fucking shitting me. You have got to be fucking shitting me. Jesus. No, I think I'm going to take it anyway and see if I can straighten it. Well, my work here is done. Got everything off the front, including all the AC stuff, power steering cooler, all that kind of stuff. And I also got a rear fender as well. It's all hideously expensive. I need to sell the other stuff I've got now to try and make up this stuff. And this fender, got to try and get that paint off. And it's going to take a lot of touching up. Hopefully we can get a BMW touch-up pen cheap enough. But yeah. My work here is done. So that's where we are right now. God damn it. Why did they have to use a forklift to pop the hood? So yeah. It's going to take quite a lot of work to get it to work. Oh, a plane. There we go, wherever you are today. And was able to pick up a new rear wing as well. Look at that. Have Z3, will have parts hauler. But yeah, so got a new rear wing, that'll do that. It's got paint on it and stuff, but I'm hoping a bit of rubbing compound I'll be able to get, that out. And then hopefully, oh my god, hopefully we can make this hood work. Then I'll hit it with some touch up. And we shall see. We shall see. So the BMW got some love this morning after driving up to my friend Ross's with the tie down holding it in. We then heated it and beat the hell out of it for about 2 hours because the gentleman of questionable intelligence yesterday obviously opened it with a forklift. So we gave it a little bit of love with a lump hammer and a lot of heat. So you can see how those are the two main creases that had to, this whole section had to be pushed back. So what I think I'm going to do is, it's semi-socially acceptable now. I'm going to put the grills in it so a stone doesn't come through and put a hole in my radiator. Swap over the white lens indicator headlights that I got yesterday from this car. And while this hood's on, I'm going to paint my green one, and then I'm going to flirt this hood and see if I can get some money back. At this point, time was marching on, and I'd pretty much given up hope of finding a good metallic black hood. So it was time to break out the spray cans, which was basically Rust-Oleum paint and primer in one. I did try to use a metallic black, but it was too light and it looked completely different, and the metallic was really uneven and it was way beyond my skill set and my exterior paint shop. So Rust-Oleum, gloss, non-metallic black, paint and primer in one, it was, and I think it came out okay. It was good enough for me. It was at this point I was starting to lose faith in ever finding a good metallic black hood to match the car perfectly, so onto my exterior paint booth painting skills it was. Initially I did try and find metallic black that would match, but it was too light and the metallic was blotchy. So I went with good old Rust-Oleum paint and primer in one, gloss black, non-metallic, and I have to admit, it came out pretty good. And I was very happy with it, considering I painted an entire hood with rattle cans. With the car looking thoroughly socially acceptable at this point and fairly clean, I started using it more and more, got the AC charged, everything was good. But its impracticality was really starting to find its way into my life. I could barely do like shopping at the supermarket for food in that car because it just filled up so quickly. And then, one day, Christy, my wife, was out of town, and I thought I'll take the dogs to the canyon and give them a good run, at which point I realized it's not a very practical dog car. So, that was pretty much the last nail in the coffin of the Z3. She had to go. So, how much did she cost? If you were tuning in expecting a financial success story, you're in the wrong place. It wasn't. Far from it. An emotional success story, yes. And a lot of fun, yes. Interesting, yes, because I got to jump through all the loopholes that you need to bring a totaled car back to life. So, the big question, how much did it cost? Well, let's go through it. So here we go, the 2001 BMW Z3 CoPart Build. So all these costs include all fees and taxes. This is out of the door prices. So the original cost of the car on my trailer was $1,608. Unfortunately, I came across a guy called Nick Nemo who scammed me out of $520. Now that's very important. If you've not seen that video, click through. It's in the list somewhere. Core support $70, hood $75. These are all scrapyard prices. Paint, Rust-Oleum $50. Scrap headlamps $70, smog $40, brake and light check $70, engine mounts new, Amazon I think it was, $100, transmission cross member, scrapyard that was $25, water pump new $50, metal impeller, thermostat $50, new, battery reconditioned $50, registration $315. Now, with the Nick Nemo stealing action, that brought me to a total of $3,093. Without Nick Nemo's stealing money from me, it brought me to $2,573. I actually sold the car for $2,900. So there you go. Me personally, in my situation, I'm down $193. If I had never come across Mr. Nick Nemo, I would have made a $327 profit. Now, that is all without labor. So, was it fun? Yes. Was it profitable? No. In neither scenario was it profitable because I never included any labor whatsoever. I suppose at this point it's only fitting that we should give her her final twirl in the spotlight. Polished, clay-barred, and just looking awesome. She was an awesome car and will hopefully go on to have an awesome life. Would I do it again? To find a specific car for a specific need that I couldn't find on Craigslist, yes. To find a parts car, yes. To find a crashed, newer, maybe car with an LS in it to do a swap, yes. Because you're not going to find that car on Craigslist. You're not going to find a crashed, newer Camaro. You're not going to find a crashed, newer Mustang if you wanted to do an LS or a Coyote swap. Newer BMWs with the twin, the 335i with a twin turbo, maybe with a stick, crashed, you're going to get all that cheaper. And if you're only using it for parts, you're not going to register it, so you're saving a chunk of money there as well. So it was a lot of fun, but I think if you're going to do it as a business proposition, you would have to spend a lot initially on a very new car and repair that and then sell that on. The salvage title fear of people buying the car from you is very real. A lot of people were just like, is it a salvage title, even though I'd put it in the ad. They're like, oh my god, no, because it's a salvage title, then I can't buy it from you. Even though it was hideously cheap, it was a good $2,000 cheaper than any comparable car, they still had an issue with it. So, that's it. I'm really happy with the way it turned out, and it was a lot of fun. There we go. BMW Z3 is now on its way to Utah, something like that, and has a happy new owner. So yeah, happy days. See you on the next one.